Hi everyone, I'm Shelly from There's No Place Like Home at redheadmom8.wordpress.com. Today is our nature study day. So what we typically do is before our nature study, my kids are right now doing a deep clean, which today was just reorganizing some of our kitchen cabinets because when they've been putting dishes away lately, they have not been putting them in the correct cabinets. So it got to the point where our cabinets were like booby trapped every time that you opened one. So that's the deep clean for today. But after that, we are actually going to be headed down the street where I grew up, which is actually pretty well known. It's in a lot of books and everything because people claim that it is haunted, which I said this in another video. I lived down there my whole life. My mom lived down there her whole life. We never saw anything like that. And honestly, I don't really believe in ghosts, but I just thought that it would be fun to take you for a walk down there so that you could see what the fuss is all about. So I hope that you have fun with me. All right, so we're getting up to the beginning of the street. Well, I mean, the street actually starts right there, but this is where you can see that it's like a really wooded area when compared with the city. It's funny because, you know, you'll see it soon, but it doesn't look like a place you would find actually in the city. Constitution Drive.
A lot. Oh no!
What's the matter? Can you guys move over to the side, please? Okay, so now we're entering the bottom part of the street away from the houses, and this actually goes down for quite a ways. We're not going to be going all the way through because it actually, hold on, you see there's some really old foundations from some old houses around here too. Those foundations are well over 200 years old. But so this is actually a really great historical place. Unfortunately, I tried to look online to find out, you know, about the history of down here, and you can't find anything. I'm hoping to at some point. Yes, Summer. Everybody over to the side. Anyway, so one thing that I have actually noticed about this street is that, first of all, what's the matter? Let me see. Those are berries, and those, we'll have to look it up, but Grandma always told me not to eat the smooth berries.
It's called Gorilla Lukey with an I instead of an I.
Okay, shameless plug for Luke's new channel. But anyway, some things that I have noticed that are different about this street from when I grew up here is that, first of all, there are a lot more cars that go up and down the street than there used to be. Hang on a second. There are a lot more cars than there used to be. And second of all, I've noticed that people are throwing their trash down here all the time. And it's so sad. Like when we just were at the top of the street where the houses are, there's like trash thrown everywhere in front of like someone's house. It's awful because actually you'll see down here later that they actually turned this part of the street into a park. I think it's called Walking Purchase Park. But you know, you're supposed to get fined and everything for littering down here, but up by the houses now, it's a mess, and it's a shame because it was a beautiful place to grow up. So anyway, what are you gonna do? So here are some more of these foundations, and you know, I'm not entirely sure what these buildings even were, because again, I can't find any information about this area. Every time that I like try to Google it, the only thing that comes up are like the spooky, scary stories that are in the books and everything. And you know, that's not what I'm interested in. I want to know, you know, the history of the place. Who lived down here? Who built all these foundations, these walls? You know, because I know the house that I grew up in is over 200 years old. And, you know, I love history now, thanks to homeschooling I do. When I was in school, I hated it, but, and see, right there's the sign. Hold on. It's called Walking Purchase Park now. So, park open sunrise to sunset. So yeah, this is an area where people will actually come, a lot of people come biking here. There's some caves down here. It's a beautiful place. Oh, there's Bailey. He's also vlogging. Yeah, I know. It's like all in the family, right? What?
Okay, that was great.
Oh, are they still on the trees? so we have an invasion of spotted lanternflies. And where are they? Are they still here? The last time we were down here, oh yeah, there's still some, not as many. The last time we were down here, this street was just, or the tree was just covered with them. See, those are spotted lanternflies.
Over there too, look at that one over there.
Yeah, I know, I was just doing that one. We're supposed to actually kill them whenever we see them, but I'm not getting that close to the edge. But
I am.
yeah, they have invaded Pennsylvania, and they're really bad because they have no natural predators here. They're actually from China. So there's a science lesson for you today. You're welcome. So we're still down here. Look, isn't this is just such a beautiful place to grow up. But I'm not sure yet. Maybe later on. Yes, there are train tracks down there too, and that right there is the Lehigh River. You probably can't see it, but through the trees is the Lehigh River.
Angel had like wings
For where?
for Halloween.
Oh. Lennon's over there posing for Kaylin right now. Okay, Lennon's over there posing. Now she's coming down. Kaylin was just taking pictures of her. I have to keep like looking back now to make sure that there's no cars coming. Because like I said, people never really came through here when I was a kid. I think it's because when I lived here, it was a no outlet street. It didn't like lead to anywhere, but now they opened up the bottom and it actually opens up into the next township and the next city.
Mom,
So,
my shoes almost got ruined.
well, we'll wash your shoes when we get home. Ireland's obsessed with her new boots that I got at Kmart for like, how much did I pay for them, Ireland? 80 something cents. Because I had like all these Kmart rewards. So I got her a pair of $25 or $30 boots for 80 something cents. That's my kind of shopping. But anyway, some of the stories, hold on a second, Ireland. Some of the stories that I grew up with around this area was people would always say that there were albinos who lived down this street, crazy albinos who would like chase you out. And I would actually have people at school ask me if I was an albino. And I would just be like, I have red hair. So no, I'm not an albino. And it's funny though, because if you look at Luke here, okay, Luke, he's got some pretty white blonde hair. And the one time, yeah, you do. Yours is a little bit darker than his.
Yeah,
but hold on. The one time while he was out in front of my mom's house, somebody, an adult, believe it or not, actually slowed down and asked him if he was an albino. So, yeah. So that's one story, but I assure you, there are no crazy albinos that live down the street. Right, Ireland?
Yeah. And Mom, when she said it, that she bought these shoes by 80 cents, so she got so excited.
I did. I was very excited. I'm always one for a bargain. Kenzie keeps taking her shoes off. She's wearing jellies, and she keeps getting pebbles in them.
I know, because these are high shoes.
Yes, because you've got your boots on after all. So anyway, so yeah. So there's the albino story. Hold on a second, Ireland. So there's the albino story. Oh, my daughter was just sliding down the hill on her butt. Great, those pants are ruined. Anyway, so...
Yeah, you just get the back of her pants.
Nice, Kaylin. Okay, so I am back to the stories. Okay, so another story was that there is a house all the way down the road, which we are not going to be walking down that far. But there is...
Mom just had to tie things together.
Okay. Anyway, there is a house all the way down the street that actually has bars in the window. So the rumor started back when I was a kid that some crazy guy lived down there who was like holding his crazy daughter there, and he put bars on the window, you know, just because they were all crazy. And the fact is that the reason that that house has bars in the window is because it's the only house down the street. It's like all by itself in a really secluded area. So it's for safety reasons. It's because people were breaking into his house and there's no one around, you know, to say, you know, to call the cops on, you know, to help him. So it was for safety reasons. But instead, you know, you've got people, oh, there's crazy people living down there and there's bars on the windows. Very pretty. Oh, I should have waited to do this video until the leaves were changing. This is going to be so pretty. But anyway, so then another story is that there's a ghost man who walks his 2 ghost dogs down the street, and the dogs have red eyes. And that is actually, and then somebody posted a picture in a ghost book, and it's funny because the picture of the ghost man walking his 2 ghost dogs is actually my mom's neighbor. He does have 2 dogs, and he walks them down the street all the time. But I assure you that he is alive and he is well. So, okay. Poor Kenzie. I've got to get her a new pair of shoes. She outgrew her sneakers. Yes, I know. Hopefully I can find you 88-cent boots like Ireland got, right? Okay, so that right there is the Lehigh River, and a lot of people go fishing there. There's train tracks that are down there too. That growing up, you know, there were always trains. You always heard trains galore around here, and people would always say to me, how can you stand that? How can you sleep when there's so many trains? And I got to the point that I didn't even notice the trains anymore. And even now as I speak, I can hear a train. You probably can't hear it, but yeah, there are always trains around here. But so the kids are down at one of the other walls. I really have to visit the County Historical Society and see if they have any information on this, because it bugs me. You can literally find information on the internet about anything, about the most trivial things, and yet this is something that you would think would abound. You know, it's the history of, you know, the country, it's the history of our state, and yet nothing. It's all about ghost stories. So no, we want real history. We don't want ghost stories. What are you doing, Kaylin? Kaylin, what are you doing? Oh, she's looking at the water. Look at this. This is just so pretty.
It's gonna be prettier when I go up there.
Oh yes, London is gonna make the woods all that much. Oh yes.
Let's go back.
You want to go back? Why? Yeah, it's cold today. I mean, well, okay, it's not cold. It's like 47 degrees outside. But we've been used to the warm weather, so.
Look at my fingers are getting like
pink.
I mean, I still like the cold weather, but it's cold. It's cold on my face.
Yep, Luke is climbing over there.
I just got done doing a video.
Okay.
Mom, can I go back, please?
We're gonna head back soon, Kenzie. Okay? Kenzie's. What? Your feet are cold too? Yeah, jellies aren't good for this weather. Guys, we're just gonna go down a couple more minutes and then we're gonna come back, go back up, okay? The last time, we were just here a couple weeks ago and I got some really nice pictures. We went way down though that week, and my 16-year-old daughter was actually with us too. But the one time we came down here, there was this deer carcass laying over like in the trees, and there were just all of these maggots falling out of it. It was so gross. My kids thought it was the neatest thing ever. Just.
I didn't.
You didn't?
Yeah, I didn't.
Okay. I see you up there.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's probably not a good idea in those. So the kids are climbing up there.
Oops, I took a video. Put it a picture. Okay. So.
Well, you have to get down the same way that you got up there. You didn't think about that, did you? They're over there. Kaylin's going all the way up there. She's my little explorer. Kaylin the explorer. I see. So, visiting areas like this, it just really reminds me of the fact of how, I don't know what the word I can use is, materialistic it is of us as humans to think that we can, you know, force learning on our kids, like, you know, science textbooks, you know, where they're getting snippets of information. And a lot of times we just get in this rut, especially as homeschool parents, where we think that we have to kind of feed all of this. Kenzie's still whining. We still have to feed all of this information and learning to our kids, when the reality is that being out in this is learning. This is science. You know, the foundations of the walls up there, and there's a spring down here that was built, you know, a couple hundred years ago. That is history. So I just think it's a little bit pompous of us to think that we can do a better job of educating our kids by just feeding them information that was written by people and just thrown into a textbook, when in fact this is true learning. And this here is learning that, as the mom, I've got to say it's time to go. All right, guys, we're gonna go now. Yeah, Kenzie is not, Kenzie's being a little disagreeable today. Come on down, guys.
Kenzie, how about if I'll help you climb a mountain and then we won't have to leave? Okay.
No, Kenzie still, it's not, I think we're gonna just go home. I think it's about, oh my gosh, Kaylin. Are your pants falling down?
No, my pants are falling down.
That's okay, just come on down.
I think you like just run down. I'll catch you.
I don't want her to run down like Kaylin did, because I thought Kaylin was gonna fall.
Here, London, take my phone.
Wait, London.
Wow.
And Summer's over there off in her own little world.
Instagram.
London, look at.
Follow her again.
What? Everyone Snapchat of me. I don't have Snapchat. Listen, I'm trying to stand on my phone.
Nice.
What, did that hurt? Oh, man.
It was a slinky run too.
Going now.
Okay. All right, Luke, now it's your turn to come down.
How did that feel?
Boy, why am I going past people?
Luke, how many?
I don't know if you can hear that now, but one of the trains is passing by. This is what I grew up hearing all the time.
I see the top of it.
You can see the top of it?
Listen to the train walk.
Yeah, there's train tracks on this side of the river and the other side of the river. I think that one is over on the other side of the river. But yeah, we're headed back now because Kenzie has had it. Look at that. They're walking in a line, and I didn't even ask them to. I almost fell because I'm not watching where I'm going. Yeah, so now we're just headed back home. Kenzie's feet are hurting. Still lots of trains going through. Kaylin thinks she's Gandalf. Say, you shall not pass! So this is just a little peek down the street of the area where the houses were, or where the houses are actually. It's just kind of like a little village. And someone told me they used to call it Amyville. I think that's true, I'm not really sure. But anyway, yeah, we're just still headed up the street, walking home. It's gonna take us a bit, and hopefully Kenzie looks like her feet are a little bit better now. We'll see. Now Luke is the one that's sitting. I think he's pouting over something, so we'll have to talk to him. So the kids found these seed pods all over the ground, and they said, what did you say they are? Really big Takis?
Yeah, they smell like
They smell like what?
Takis.
Oh, they do smell like Takis?
Smell it.
Oh, okay. No, they don't smell like Takis. They smell like nothing.
No, it smells like raisin.
This is what's inside of it. Little tiny seeds.
You can take some home if you want to and go through them.
Wait, what are the...
Open them up, dissect them.
What kind of girl is doing it?
That's what you're doing. All right.
Mom, feel
Look
them.
how tired them
That's
are.
soft.
And it doesn't feel soft to me. I feel the seeds in there.
No, down here.
Where?
Soft.
It doesn't seem soft to me.
No, look at, feel it. It's really soft.
I don't think it's soft.
Okay, on this side.
It's not soft.
Smooth your finger like that.
Oh, smooth. Yes, not soft. The seed pods smell like poo-poo.
Yeah.
Okay, then don't smell them anymore.
I threw them out.
Kenzie, can you like step up onto the sidewalk, please?
This is a marker. Mom,
Kenzie
this is
Jean.
a marker.
Thank you. You saw a marker?
Yeah.
Somebody probably dropped it on their way home from school.
It was like really flat.
Well, somebody probably stepped on it or ran over it. Okay, so now they are at home and they are working in their nature study journals.
Look it.
Bailey, are you doing a rubbing of the seed pod, or are you just drawing?
No,
Oh, it looked like you were doing, I thought maybe he was doing a rubbing of the seed pod.
we saw a river.
We saw a river. Make sure you put a period at the end of that sentence.
I don't know what it's called yet.
Oh, yeah, Lennon has to use my phone to look up what kind of seed pods these are. But anyway, I just figured that I would just give you a quick glimpse into what they're doing. And yes, on the table, that's some of the banana bread that was left over from breakfast. Yes, Summer.
Smell like.
Yeah, it stinks. Smell it. It smells so sour.
To me, it just smells like a wicker chair. If you know what a wicker basket, it kind of smells like that. So Kaylin is here looking for tape to tape the seed pod into her journal. Luke, are you done writing in your journal?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so now we are back from our nature study walk. I hope that you enjoyed a little trek down memory lane with me down the street that I grew up on, and it really is a beautiful place to be, and it has so much history that I have yet to discover about it, so I'm excited about that. Anyway, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet and would like to hear more of what I have to say, I would love if you would do that. If you have any questions or comments, you can leave one down below. And if you like my work, I do a lot of talking about homeschooling and education in general, education reform, education history. I'm a big nerd when it comes to that stuff. Anyway, I encourage you to check out my Patreon page and see what rewards I have to offer for my patrons there. And I hope you have a great day. You gonna say bye?
Bye.